Always I'm trying my best to teach you easy way and hard way and all the way out there. So sometimes we should start from the easy way so you understand some basic stuff for some things in Unreal Engine. But at the end, we should change everything and go to the hard way that is the best way. Okay, so for example, in here what we have done for turning right and turning left, we check if we are aimed or not, right? And after that we change orient rotation to movement and use control desired rotation based off of the if we are aimed or if we are not aimed, right? So we did use that to check if we are not aimed, we should calculate the turn right and turn left. And we go to animation blueprint, and in here we use that is aimed float value that is between 0 and 1 to use it on alpha. So this is the easiest way to do it, but it's not the best way to do it. So let me show you. If we go to content drawer and go here, find the animations for the Murdoch for turning, you can see there is a lot of turns in here, and we did just use idle turn left and idle turn right, but there is other options as well, like turn left 90 degree, turn left 180 degree, right? So it has a lot of animation that we can use them, right? So let me show you the best way now. What I want to do now in here, for example, when we are not at aim state, we want to aim and be able to shoot, right? It should shoot all over the place, but again, we should be able to aim, but right now we are not able to aim. And if we hold right mouse button, no, we can aim. But this is not what we want. In unaimed state, we want to do that. We want to shoot our gun as well. So we want the turn left and turn right, and we want to be able to shoot as well. So how we can do that? So for showing you how we can do that, first of all, I want to go to animation blueprint. In event graph, you see we get the control rotation and we get the actor rotation. The control rotation is where our camera is looking at, and the actor rotation is where our actor is looking at, where our mesh is looking at, right? So we get the delta, and with the yaw and pitch of that, we aim at something. Now I want to show this yaw value. So I can just say print a string and show this yaw value. I want to show you something. Now let's just compile and go here. And what I want to do, I want to disable these sets in here for orient rotation to movement and all of that. I want to hold Alt and disconnect these two pins, right? So now if we run our game, if we go to right, you can see the animation is playing, so let's just disable that as well. I want to disable it from here, hold Alt and click in here, so it won't calculate the turn right and left calculation. Now let's just compile and run. And now you can see when we go to right, the yaw value that we print on a screen is 73, 70, 80, it's 90. And what I want to do now, I want to turn left when this value is more than 90, right? So I want this character to turn right, for example, when the value of the yaw is more than 90. And for the left as well, when it's less than minus 90, I want to turn to left by 90 degree. So with that, we can aim at all time. So for doing that, I want to delete all of these, okay? The calculation of turn right and turn left. Because right now we want to have new way of calculating the turn right and turn left. And we want to check if the delta yaw is more than 90, turn right 90 degree. And if the delta yaw is less than minus 90, turn left 90 degree. With the animation, turn left 90 degree and turn right 90 degree. So for doing that, first of all, I want to get the control rotation. So this will give us where our camera is looking at. Again, I want to get the actor rotation as well. And this will give us the where our mesh is looking at, right? So with these two, like we did it in Animation Blueprint, let me show you really fast. In here, we use delta rotator and we expand the pins at output and we set the pitch and yaw, right? So we want to do that as well in here, in character blueprint class as well. So let's just search for delta rotator, and A is our control rotation and B is actor rotation, right? And now if you right click in here and split a strike pin, we have the yaw and we need the yaw, right? So in here in yaw, you remember when we run our game, we go to right like this. When it get more than 90, we want to turn right 90 degree, right? So with the yaw, we can check if it is greater than 90, like this. If it's greater than 90, so we are turning right 90 degree. Easy, right? And again, we want to check if it is less than minus 90, we are turning left. So now with this, let's just get these execution pin from here and set turn right. Okay, set turn right if it is more than 90 and connect it to here. And let's just do it for turn left as well, like this. Set turn left. And we want to connect it like this. Now, what I'm going to do, I want to click on character movement, and in here again search for rot. I want to disable both of these because I want to control it in blue or blueprint, right? I don't want none of them to be enabled. I want to control it in here. So now with just this, if we run our game, you can see when we go to right and after 90 degree, you can see it's playing turn right animation. Okay, so the animation is playing, but it's playing the wrong animation because we did use, let me show you, we did use the, for example, turn left idle, and we want to use turn left 90 degree like this. Let's just put it there and delete the last one. We want to turn 90 degree. No, again, let's just do it for turn right as well. This time I want to search for turn right 90 degree. So let's just connect it to here and delete the last one. So this is for turning right 90 degree. Now again, if we run our game, when we go to right after it passed the 90 degree, it will play the turn right animation. And for turning right or left, what we should do, let me show you. We should enable the use control desired rotation and disable orient rotation to movement, like we did it for in unaimed state, right? So let's just cut all of these and put it in here and give it execution pin. Now if we compile and run our game now, if we go to right, you can see it's going to right, and we don't want that. We want to go to right if one of the turn right or turn left is enabled, right? So we can check that with a OR boolean. So like this, OR boolean. So we say if the turn left or the turn right is true, after that you can enable use control desired rotation and disable orient rotation to movement. So let's just select all of these, bring it up a little bit so we have some space. And with this OR boolean, we can use branch, right? Branch to tell it if turn right or turn left is true, like this, enable the use control desired rotation and disable orient rotation to movement, right? So now with that, if we compile and run our game, you can see when we go to right after 90 degree, the use control desired rotation will be enabled and our character go there. and after that it's just sliding. So why it's sliding? Because we enabled the use control desired rotation, but we didn't disable it. So when we should disable it? So when the yaw is 0 equal to 0, we should disable it, right? So let's just check that. So for doing that, I can just use this execution pin, put it in here, and use a sequence node, so we can have more than one execution pin. So with this execution pin, we want to check it with branch. Okay, check if the yaw is 0. We don't want to slide to that position, right? So now with this, we want to check if the yaw is 0. If it is 0, it means we don't want to slide. So let's just copy and paste this here, connect this execution pin and this, because the yaw is 0 and our control rotation and our actor rotation, both of them is at the same angle. We want to disable the use control desired rotation but enable orient rotation to movement, right? And after that, now let's just compile and run our game. Now if we go to right after 90 degree, it will go to right, and again if we go more than 90, it will go there, and it's working fine, right? So everything is working fine. After 90 degree, it will orient our character to our control movement, right? So next thing that I'm going to do in animation blueprint, let's just go to anim graph, and right now we don't need to use this is aimed anymore. We can delete it and put 1 in here. Now let's just compile and see the difference. Right now, we are not at aimed state, but we can aim at something, right? We can aim our gun at everything in this unaimed state. But if we go more than 90 degree, you can see the mesh of our character is going to that direction, okay? So after 90 degree or minus 90 degree, everything is working fine, right? So now about the animation. Why the animation is not working? So the problem is that we did set the turn right and turn left before checking if we actually turn right or left. So for fixing that, we can just bring this out a little bit and cut these two and put it after this branch to check if we actually turn right or left. After that, set these two variables, turn right and turn left. So let's just connect the execution pin to here and here. And now with these two, we can just check if the yaw, the delta yaw, is more than 90 or it's less than minus 90. Execute whatever that is connected to here, right? So let's just connect execution pin to this branch as well. And after you make sure that it is more than 90 or less than minus 90, after that, set these turn right or turn left values. So we can just use these values in here, okay? So let's just connect it here and here. And now the turn right and turn left is connected to these greater and less than. And with that, if we compile and run our game again, after 90 degree passed, it will run the turn right animation. And if we go left, you can see again after 90 degree, it will play the animation. But again, there is a problem. The turn right animation is playing again and again and again. Why? Because we didn't check if this delta yaw is 0, change the turn right and turn left to false. Okay, so for doing that, we can just grab it and let's just bring this out a little bit and put it here. And now if the delta yaw is 0, this execution pin will happen, this true execution pin. And with that, we want to disable the turn right and turn left, right? So with that, if we compile and run, you can see if we go more than 90 degree, again, it will play the turn right animation once. And if we go to left after 90 degree, it will run turn left animation just once after 90 degree. You can see everything is cool. Now we can aim at everything whenever we want, and we have turn right to turn left animation as well. And if we can zoom as well, we can aim as well in aim mode. And if we go more than minus 90, you can see again it played the turn left and turn right animation. Okay, you can see everything is cool. It's like a AAA game. So we learned a lot of things in this video. So that's okay if it is overwhelming for you. Just watch this video twice so you will understand it. But if you understand this well, I think you are ready for the rest of this course. So what I'm going to tell you, you can see we did a mess in here, but it is necessary to have all those cool animations, all those cool mechanisms, right? We need all of these codes. I want to give you a problem or exercise. So if you can fix this problem, it means you learned everything till now. But if you couldn't fix it, maybe you should watch some of the videos again. And if you don't get it, whatever that you don't get, please tell me. I will create a video about it and explain it to you in no time in more detail. So the problem is, if we play our game, you can see everything is working fine. We can aim, everything is cool. But if we go left, you see, it's not working right. The body, you can see, it's dancing for us, right? So it's not working cool. So you should fix this problem. And this problem exists because of this enabling and disabling the use control desire rotation. Okay, it happened because of this setup. When we run, we should have the use control desire rotation enabled, right? This should be enabled when we are running, because when we are running, we don't wanna use turn right and turn left animation. We just wanna a strafe, right? Like we create a strafe. That was for this section. We need the strafing, right? We don't need this orient rotation to movement to be enabled. We want use control desire rotation to be enabled. So when we are running, we can strafe, right? So you try to fix that. And if you can't fix this, don't worry about it. I will explain everything in detail again. So let's just wrap up this section because I think it gets a little bit confusing. First of all, when we move our mouse to right and left, this turn input axis will happen, and we add control yaw input from the character movement, right? And we want to check if we want to play turn right animation or turn left animation. And for doing that, we get the control rotation, that is where our camera is looking at, and we get the actor rotation, that means where our mesh is looking at, and we get the difference between them, like we call it delta, the difference between them. And we expand this pin and we get the yaw, because yaw is this, right? If you looking right, if you looking left, and we tell it, if it is more than 90, it means we want to play the turn right animation. And if it is less than minus 90, it means we want to play turn left animation. And if it is 0, it means we don't want to play any turn right or turn left animation. So first of all, for turning right and left, we check it with the or boolean. So if one of these is true, go and turn right or turn left according to this condition. If the delta yaw is more than 90, set the turn right to true. And if the delta yaw is less than minus 90, put true in the turn left variable. Okay, and after that we want to use control desired rotation to actually rotate our mesh to where our camera is looking at. And after that we check if the delta yaw is, whenever the delta yaw is 0, disable the turn right and turn left, and after that enable the orient rotation to movement to true and disable the use control desired rotation. And now in running we have a problem. When we run to the left, it's not working right, because when we are running, this use control desired rotation should be enabled, but this orient rotation to movement should be disabled. So you need to do that.